Hi. Today I thought I would do a bit more of a full-on makeup because I don't feel like I've done like a proper one recently. So what happens when you want kind of a full makeup but you still want it to look elegant? Sometimes I find with makeup tutorials where it's like a full face, it ends up looking really done, a little bit too much. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try and do one that still manages to maintain a little bit more of an effortless look, which isn't very easy when you're doing a full makeup. I'm gonna start with the Huda Beauty Glowish Multidew foundation. So I really like the skin to look glowy and kind of a bit sheer if it's going to be in conjunction, actually always I think, but more so if it's going to be in conjunction with a stronger eye. Now I've totally put the wrong colour on. This is a little bit light and a little bit pink for me. I'm just going to quickly swap to the next shade down. So the one that I've just put on is called Fair. It's the #1 shade, as in 01. Not their #1, but 01. So it's the lightest shade that they do. So if you feel that you're lighter than me and perhaps a bit pinker, then that's the way to go. I'm actually going to change and put on 02 because I think that's going to be a better shade for me. Yeah. It's a little bit more of a flattering shade. But also, just so you know, there is quite a big jump between 1 and 2. I mean, 1 I would say is too light and 2 is bordering on perhaps, I mean, it's bordering on a little dark. I'll certainly have to take it down my neck a bit, I think. But it is a more flattering shade on me. So this would be kind of like an evening occasion makeup, I would say. Some people might find this a little bit strong for daytime. Depends what you're into. Depends, you know, how you wear your makeup. I mean, many moons ago I would have worn whatever, but these days I tend to wear much more natural makeup, and that's really down to just I can't be asked as opposed to anything else. I would still wear the heavier makeup, I just can't really be bothered. Also, I still get the luxury of sitting in here and doing the makeup, so you know, it's not like I'm ever missing out. I'm just going to take this jacket off for 1 second because I probably need to take that onto my chest a bit. Can we all just pretend that I've also glossed my shoulders because I can't be asked to do it. I've got to put that jacket back on and I don't want to get all makeup on the inside of my jacket, so just pretend that I've done that. Know that I'm aware of it. Don't bother saying you didn't do your shoulders, just pretend that I have. So I'm using the Natasha denona concealer. I dug this brush back out because it's bloody great, isn't it? I don't think Real Techniques make it anymore. It's the one with like the little bit that comes down, so that it was actually made as an eyeshadow brush, but I've always really liked it for concealer because you can use this one just for like blemishes and stuff. Also, it's got the cover on one end. So usually I would use one end as the concealer and this one as the buffer, and then it sort of doesn't make quite so much of a mess of my makeup bag. It needs a cover on both ends, really. Oh. I have got such a stomachache. I've had a terrible stomachache all day, but I'm just going to power through. I've got a feeling that we went out for lunch, and I've got a feeling that although the thing said it was gluten-free, it wasn't actually gluten-free, and now my stomach is cramping quite a lot. I'm not actually allergic to gluten, but I'm not supposed to eat it because I have Hashimoto's. It's really bad for autoimmune diseases. But if you take time from not eating it and then you suddenly do eat it, you do notice. Your body will tell you. I am really spending some time on this concealer to make sure that I get the base as neat and tidy as I can. I want this makeup to look expensive. And sometimes you feel like with those full-on makeup looks, it doesn't look expensive, you know. It ends up looking kind of the opposite. I don't mean expensive as in the products cost you a lot of money, although I suppose maybe it could look like that even if the products weren't. I kind of mean elegant, you know. The outside corners of the mouth as well. I mean, I'll probably come back and do them later as well, but it always adds a bit of a lift. These days I don't really spend hours and hours. I mean, do you remember when it was a real thing to blend your makeup, right? And now I'm telling you, don't do it so much because it just looks a bit done. Well, now what you do is you blend your base, right? You buff it until it's kind of seamless. I think we always did that, but you know, that will never not be a thing. Unless you're putting it on with your hands, in which case it's pretty blended anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of colour through my brows, but I don't want to go too neat with them. Just make them a bit even. Of course, if you have fab brows, skip this step. Okay, I love these products. So this is what we're going to use, these Nudestix. I'm a really big fan of Nudestix. I love them a lot. Some of these they've sent me, some of these I've bought. I think I'll let you know as we go through what was sent and what I've bought. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll write it in the description box, otherwise it gets very boring. Okay, Nudestix are sticks, okay? They're sticks that you sharpen, they don't wind up, and they come with a sharpener. You'll have some that are eyes, and then you'll have some that are, like this one here, intense matte lip and cheek pencils. Some are eyes, some are lip and cheek, but they all look the same. It's quite, I mean, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me that they get mixed up in my makeup bag. I actually just enjoy that I don't have to take a lot of products. I think it's really cool. They also do these kind of universal sticks, which are lip and cheek. That one isn't wind, oh, you wind it at the top. These are lip and cheek. And at the bottom they have a brush for blending. So again, really easy in your makeup bag. So if, like me, you like to keep things really, really simple, even though maybe you don't think I do, I actually do, then this is very few products for a lot of effect, if you know what I mean. So what shall we do on the eyes? Well, we said elegant, so let's stick to our word. Right, I'm going to start with a colour called Pink Seychelles. I haven't checked if these colours are still available, because some of these I've had for quite a few years. However, they'll do something similar, if not. So this colour is called Pink Seychelles. It is a pinky, it's a pinky bronze, I suppose. Yeah, you just draw it on. You can blend it in with a finger, or like me, I am using a synthetic brush. This one is Beauty Pie Pro Perfect Eyeshadow Base. So all over the eyelid. And then second coat. Just over the mobile lid. This does have a very soft shimmer in it, so bear in mind if your skin is darker than mine, the darker it goes, the brighter this will appear and the more shimmery. It will still look nice, but it will look different, because on me it gives some definition. The darker your skin, the less definition it's going to give and the more colour payoff. So if you want it to do a similar thing on your eyelid as it does on mine, then you want a pinky tone or a bronzy pinky tone in the colour that it is a bronzy pinky tone on your skin. I mean, that seems obvious, but I feel like that was the most obvious thing I just said. Anyway. I am also going to take this under the outside edge. Outside corner, that's it, just there. Now the lovely thing about a colour like this is that it adds some definition, but not so much that it's really obvious. So it's very easy to build up on top of. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this one, which is called Immortal. And this is a deeper bronzy brown. And I'm going to run this at the lash line here. Same brush. In fact, for this it's better if you use the same brush because you're blending the two together. I'm taking a little of this and I'm just putting it just on the waterline in the inside corner, not loads, just to highlight the eye shape a bit. And if you want to, you can just do the outside corner as well. If you want to add a little flick. I'm going to buff it in a bit so it's still a bit smooshy. Next stop, just on the outside bottom edge, on the, well, kind of just on the edge of the waterline. And we're only doing like a quarter of the way along the eye. And that's it for colour. Then we're going to use a black liner or kohl or whatever you like. This one is from Shiseido, and I'm going to run this along the tight line on the top. But not along the top of the lashes, just underneath the tight line. Stomach pain. Right. Lash curler. These are available from Guru Makeup Emporium. I get asked about these so much. Look, they look like this. They have a little white rubber stopper in here that's changeable when it gets old. Comes with a couple of replacements. And you just squeeze the lashes. It's a little bit easier for me as my eyes are getting older and as the eyelids drop and whatnot. It's easier for me to use this and do it in sections than it is for me to use this. It's also a much more versatile option because I can do just the outside corners rather than the whole thing, which you're kind of stuck with these. I've also, even though these look tricky, I've never ever caught my eyes in them. They're also, I feel like I'm really selling these to you. They're also really, really brilliant if you're one of those people who has eyelashes that just grow straight down. I have some of those. I don't know why, but there's just a couple that just like have decided that they don't want to be curly anymore, that no matter how much I try and curl them, they're not having it. This is the only thing that works for that. Okay, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty mascara. I mean, this is really an astoundingly good mascara. I've just rescued it from my daughter's bedroom. So we're going to go for kind of a fluffy lash. Sorry about the traffic. I seem to only film when there's traffic outside. These earrings, by the way, 35 quid, John Lewis. They look like Chanel, but they're not. If you go onto the John Lewis if you go onto the John Lewis app or website and you type in, I think it's called Eclectic Vintage, or maybe if you just put in vintage earrings, they're on there. But they are annoyingly clip-on. But I feel like maybe I might pay to get them altered because they're really nice. And there you go, that is a prime example of something that looks expensive, but is actually not. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit more, extra bit more mascara on the outside edges. Also, all these looks I'm doing, I'm fully expecting you to do at home. So I expect you to be doing it along with me. So if you do actually get round to actually wearing any of these looks, then, and if you have Instagram, because that's where I'm going to see them, then feel free to tag me. I'd love to see how you get on, and things that you alter and how it works for you. Okay, right, so look, you know I don't like mascara on my bottom lashes, so I'm going to skip it. If you love it, do it. Right, cheek. I'll powder at the end, so let's do some cheek. This is the Nudestix Nudies Matte. I could easily use the new Victoria Beckham, what is she called this? Contour Stylist, but actually maybe we'll save that for another time. As we're on Nudestix, we'll stick with it. So let's pop some of this on. We're going on the cheek, not under the cheek. Right, can we please just ignore that I have a burn scar there? Okay, that's just another thing for you to pretend is not happening. I have to do this bit here because my hairline goes back quite far, and whenever I don't, I then go to edit it and think, oh god, that looks really shit, must make sure I do that in future. Even though I don't really do it in real life, weirdly. Chuck what's left on the brush through the socket and give it a final blend, you know. Then so the thing with Nudestix is you can double up your cheek and lip, which I quite like to do because it makes life easier. Then you don't have to take so many products out with you, do you? So okay, I'm going to try this colour. It's called Sunkissed Pink. So I just apply it to the middle of the lip and then push it outwards. I'm not going to line the whole lip because then it starts to look a little overdone, but I am going to cheekily shape my lips in a very sneaky way, as you've seen me do many, many times. I'm using NYX Nude Beige, and we're just doing the outside corners. Some people have like a really obvious lip line and it's great for them. They never have to do this. I don't have really a very defined lip line. It kind of blurs from skin to lip. And my lips aren't even. One side is like wonky. See, I took out one side of my mouth. So I like to always shape my lips, but then I like to also not look like I have. So it's kind of like sneaky, you know, Black Ops lip liner. And the other way to do it is to not use a lip liner, but to use a concealer. So you can do the opposite thing where you line on the outside of the lip. which will still define the lip. Okay, so let us do the cheek. We'll just pop a little up here, like that. Quite nice and high. Just gives you a little lift. And if you still want to wear highlighter, you just put it over the top, you know. You can layer products, it's fine to wear a blusher and then put highlighter over the top if you want, or you can wear a blusher that's got a little bit of shimmer in it and then you get that same highlighted effect from the shimmer. Right, then we powder and then we leave it. You don't have to powder everywhere, just powder where you get shiny and where you don't like it to look shiny. So for me it's here in these crease lines, mouth creases. I need some down here because I need it to stay, and then under my eyes a little. This makeup looks absolutely gorgeous in here. Almost always when I get it into my editing, I'm like, oh, that does not look as good as it looked. Trust me, if this doesn't look very good, it's just because of the camera. Okay, let me get this off my hand and then I'll put my jacket back on and you can see how it looks for clothes. And there you go. This is also a makeup that you can very much put lashes on with. So if you wanted to put on, say, some individual lashes, have I got any kicking around? I actually did a job for Ardell this week, so there's some. There's some right here. I did an ad for them. I haven't actually been paid to use them in this, but as they're right here, I'm just going to flag that I have done an ad for them. This isn't it. Let's pop a couple of individual lashes on, just so you can see, because I did say I'd do a full makeup, didn't I? Oh, the lashes I'm using are the Ardell individual ones. See? Row of short, row of medium, row of long, so you can just adjust them however you like. If I don't edit this bit out, what I will do is put a disclaimer in the description box. I might even have to tag this as an ad. If I have to tag it as an ad, I'm just going to take it out, because it will just be irritating. So I just put 3 lashes on each side, waited for them to dry, and then tiny bit of mascara. And that's it. If things like a little bit of creasing bothers you, I mean, you'll get minimal creasing with this, but if you do get a bit, then you can always layer it with an eyeshadow in a similar color, then it won't crease. It's your preference. For me, the less layers, the better. The less layers, the more elegant it will look. And there always has to be the balance. So if you go heavier than this, then you have to go lighter somewhere else. I choose to make the skin as neat and tidy as possible, but by using a lot of quite thin layers, so it doesn't all look really heavy. I do see people take like a really heavy base and then take a concealer and draw it on and kind of work that in with a sponge or whatever, and I think that's fine if you like that look. For me personally, I would never ever do it because it would look horrendous on me, and in daylight, walking around living my life, I just could not cope with the level of maintenance of dealing with the cracks that you're definitely going to get. There's no way you could put enough powder on to stop that makeup from cracking in the creases around my mouth or wherever. Certainly as you hit your 40s, well, even as you hit your sort of your mid-30s, that kind of thing can be, it's just frustrating. And you're just adding extra work for yourself. So it just doesn't work for me. But you know, if that's your thing, then if that's your thing, you're probably not watching me, let's be honest. So thanks so much for watching. And if there's anything in particular that you would like to see, you know, a makeup look for a specific occasion, that you want done in a certain way, or you want to look a certain way, or you want to project a certain thing, or if you want, like, I don't know, if you're going to an event and you know that one of your exes is going to be there, for example, and you just want to look killer but you want to look effortless, then I could do one of those for you. Or, you know, first dates or third dates or wedding guests, whatever you want, really. I have been working on some festival ones, so those are going to be coming up. I've got 2 ready to go. To be honest, I've got loads of content ready to go. I just, for some reason, cannot get my brain into gear to edit the damn things. So I don't know when you're going to see this one either. I'm enjoying filming them. I just don't want to edit them. Anyway, I hope you have an excellent day. Thanks so much. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me what you're enjoying, what you want to see less of. If you think I talk too much, you know, just let me know. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.